The sun was setting behind the hills of Belridge Heights, casting a golden glow over the gated mansions that stood like quiet monuments to wealth and silence. It was the kind of neighborhood where front doors were rarely answered, and outsiders never knocked. And yet, a knock came. It was timid, barely more than a whisper against the towering oak door of 117 Evergreen Drive. Inside, Nicholas Grant, billionaire CEO of a tech empire, barely glanced up from his laptop. He was used to peace, to quiet isolation. After all, he had built his empire alone, lost his wife to cancer 3 years ago, and raised walls thicker than the ones surrounding his estate. But the knock came again. Annoyed, Nicholas opened the front door, and froze. Standing there was a young woman, no older than 20. Her clothes were soaked and torn. Her hands trembled as she clutched a small drawstring bag to her chest. "Sir," she whispered, eyes cast down, "I'm not here to beg. I haven't eaten in 2 days. If you'll let me clean your house, anything, just a plate of food." Nicholas opened his mouth but no words came. His breath caught as if the world had turned upside down. Because the girl standing before him looked exactly like his late wife, Elena, when he first met her on a snowy college campus, penniless but radiant with dignity. He stepped aside, silent. She shuffled in, eyes wide at the marble floors and glittering chandeliers, but she didn't stare long. She headed straight to the broom by the corner, without asking. "I'll start with the kitchen." Nicholas said nothing, simply watched her work. There was something in her that felt familiar. Not just in the way she looked, but in her grace. Her resilience. "What's your name?" he asked quietly. "Sophie," she replied. "Sophie Lane." Lane? His heart skipped. That was Elena's maiden name. She paused. "My mom, she passed away when I was little. I never knew my dad. I've been on my own since I was 16. The air left Nicholas's lungs. Could it be? He watched her scrub the floors and wash the windows with hands too gentle for this kind of labor. As she worked, she hummed a song, an old jazz tune Elena used to sing while folding laundry. The sound nearly brought Nicholas to his knees. By the time the clock struck midnight, the mansion sparkled like never before. She stood at the doorway, hesitant. "I didn't mean to overstay, sir. If I could just have that plate of food." Nicholas walked into the kitchen, heart pounding. He returned with a tray, steaming soup, a grilled cheese sandwich, and a warm blanket. But he didn't stop there. "You're not leaving," he said firmly. "You can have the guest room. And tomorrow, we'll talk." Sophie's eyes widened, lips trembling. "Why are you being so kind to me?" He smiled for the first time in years. "Because I think you just saved me." Weeks passed. Sophie slowly opened up about her life, living in shelters, working odd jobs, and a strange recurring dream she had since childhood, of a woman humming a song in a white kitchen, holding her close. Nicholas knew then. A DNA test confirmed it. Sophie was his daughter. Elena had been pregnant when they briefly separated during a rough patch decades ago. She never told him. She had died in a car accident when Sophie was just a toddler. The system failed to find him. Nicholas, the man who thought he had lost everything, suddenly had a reason to live again. They didn't talk about money. They talked about life. They planted a garden together, made Sunday pancakes like Elena used to. Sophie, who had never known a father's love, bloomed in the safety of it. And Nicholas, once frozen in grief, melted in the warmth of her presence. One morning, as they sat on the porch sipping coffee, Sophie looked up and said, "You know, I think Mom brought me here." He nodded, eyes misty. "And maybe you were never meant to clean this house. You were meant to heal it. Sometimes, the people we're meant to find come to us when we've stopped searching. And sometimes, a single act of compassion, offering a plate of food, can open the door to a miracle. Let this remind us, no one is ever truly lost. Love always finds its way home."